next Saturday. Christmas comes early.
Unbelievable! Welcome to this incredible scene.
Bills.
To the end zone!
Chargers.
It's a touchdown!
An exclusive NFL game.
That's fantastic!
Live in primetime.
Wow!
Only on Peacock.
With a Christmas gift to their fans. They're having some fun now.
Bills versus Chargers. Next Saturday, 7:30 Eastern. Exclusively on Peacock.
Apple Card is the credit card created by Apple. You earn 3% daily cash back up front when you use it to buy a new iPhone 15, AirPods, or any products at Apple. And you can automatically grow your daily cash at 4.15% annual percentage yield when you open a high-yield savings account. Apply for Apple Card in the Wallet app on iPhone. Apple Card subject to credit approval. Savings is available to Apple Card owners subject to eligibility. Savings accounts by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, member FDIC. Terms apply.
Make their Christmas unforgettable with Goat Guns. Looking for the perfect gift for your husband or man who is a gun lover? Look no further. Goat Guns are the greatest gift of all time miniature gun models. They are the perfect blend of quality and detail, from pistols to rifles. There's a Goat Gun for every collector, history buff, or gamer. Whether for display or for a fun collecting hobby, Goat Guns will bring joy and excitement to him. Surprise your loved ones this Christmas with a Goat Gun, the ultimate gift that won't disappoint. Shop at goatguns.com.
Hello and welcome to the Paddock and the Pavilion with Stephen Wallace. In each show, Stephen will interview someone connected to the world of horse racing or cricket.
Thanks for joining me on part 4 of The Road to Recovery with young jockey Gavin Ashton. Gavin broke his left leg on the 22nd of March, and in part 3, episode 131, he was making good progress in his quest to ride in the German Derby on Sunday the 3rd of July. Hello, Gavin. Great to speak to you again on The Road to Recovery, Part 4.
Hello, great to be here, and thank you for having me back on again.
Well, the fantastic news for listeners is that I know before I've even spoken to you, you're back in the saddle.
That's right, yes. I'm delighted to have got back in the saddle Wednesday morning after everything went well at the hospital on Tuesday, saying that the bone's healing well, and that was my final scan, and that I got a letter to say that I was able to return to the saddle. Wednesday morning, Roger Varian kindly had me back, and I was able to trot a few horses for him. And yeah, I trotted Wednesday and Thursday, and then I was back cantering today. So yeah, it was great stuff. It's great to be back.
I bet. Yeah, we're recording here on Friday the 10th of June. So on Wednesday, the 8th of June, you were back in the saddle for the first time since March the 22nd. And off air, we were saying that's the longest you've ever been not in the saddle. That's right, yeah.
But from ever since I came into it when I was 20, the maximum time I'd probably had out of the saddle was about 10 days, 10 to 14 days. So to spend 11 weeks out of it, it was incredibly strange getting back on again. But obviously it's just like riding a bike, you pick it back up again very quickly. And it felt great to be back on. It did.
And did getting back in the saddle make up for those hard days of training? It showed how much you really missed it.
Not just getting back in the saddle. No, I think a winner would really make up for the hard days. To be honest, I don't think just getting back riding has been enough for all the winners that I've missed. That's what we're all in it for, to win. So obviously, I love riding, and I love being around the horses, but I've still got that deep fire within me to just win races, to be honest. So yeah, that'll be the big moment of achievement, I think.
So how far did you go, and how many horses did you just ride? One lot?
Yeah, just one per morning, just before I went into the injured jockey fund. Before I went to the Peter Sullivan house, and I just got on one each morning, just to ease myself back into it. I'm hoping to sit on a few tomorrow morning, just gradually get my leg back used to it and make sure everything's all right, and just make sure we walk before we can run, sort of thing.
Yeah. So how is the quad? You were suffering there in episode 2 of this podcast.
Yeah, that's right. So when I'm riding, I don't feel any pain. There's absolutely nothing there, and obviously the quads, we've got that working well. We've got that working well in the gym, and being able to use the quad has now just strengthened everything up, and we've been able to get a load of work through it. And when I'm riding, touch wood, so far I've not felt any pain anywhere. There's slight pain on a few of the scars when it touches, but that's easy. I just put a pad against it, just a little bandage against it, and there's absolutely nothing. So I pray that it's going to continue like that, and yeah, we're heading in the right direction, definitely.
Well, that's very good to hear. And has the sort of training at Peter O'Sullivan House started to change now as you're getting fitter and stronger?
Yeah, definitely. So the focus has been more on getting race ready. Obviously, this week they've had me a lot on the simulator, so a lot of my cardio sessions aren't really on the bike or anything like that. It's more on they've got me back on the simulator, pushing and riding the finish, and just holding certain positions on there to strengthen the legs up for actually race riding. They've also been doing a lot of balance work with me, and then continuing loading the leg and strengthening the glutes and the hamstrings and quad up. So that's sort of how it's gone now. Yeah.
So you're allowed on the simulator now. You're not sneaking on when you shouldn't be.
No, definitely. Yeah, I was able to get back on the other day. Before I even sat on a horse, I was on Monday, and everything felt great. I was able to do it no problem. I didn't feel any pain. My jockey coach was there, John Bramhill. He was with me, and yeah, supervising me, and all went well. All went great. So all systems go. It was, yeah.
So are all systems go now to go to Germany on Monday the 13th?
That's right. Yes. Yeah. Monday evening, I will drive out there with my partner, and we'll get the ferry over. Hopefully land. Hopefully arrive there at 8 o'clock in the morning, and be in Cologne on the Tuesday to hopefully get my license and sort out all the paperwork, and then visit the trainers that obviously I'm connected to and that I'll be riding for this year. Visit them through the week, ride out in the morning for them, and then, all being well, my first race day back at Dresden on the 18th, which is a week tomorrow, as we record this. Yeah.
And have you got your accommodation and all that sorted out? Because I suppose when you were there before, you were just flying over there and coming back to the UK. Yeah,
that's right. So when I was last year, I was never based there. I was always based here, and I'd just make the flights over each weekend. But now, yeah, everything's sorted. I've got a place close to Hobgarten racetrack, which looks lovely, and I'm all set, ready to move in there. So. Fingers crossed it'll all go well, and yeah, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, we all hope that's the case. It will be different living in a different country, whereas before you, as you say, were just flying in there and out there, weren't you?
Yeah, that's right. I don't really know. I can't really comment on how I'm going to adapt to life in Germany, because obviously I've never done it. But I don't see it being too much of a problem. You know, I saw enough of it last year when I was over there, and I like it. I like the lifestyle there. The people are lovely to me. They're all very great, very supportive, and obviously things will be different. And it'll be nice to have my girlfriend there with me for the first 2 months before she heads back to America. So that'll be absolutely fantastic having her there, just as a support and able to do things together and settle in really, and just see how it goes. I'm hoping that I'll be that busy racing that I won't even have time to think about my surroundings or anything, to be honest. So fingers crossed it goes like that, definitely.
And have you sorted out those tax codes yet? That's the burning question.
Kind of. It's very difficult. I feel, I obviously got an accountant over there that's going to help me with everything. But certainly getting my head around a few things as with all my extra time has definitely helped. And we'll see how we get on.
So how is the stable doing? I know you said when we spoke last time, they'd had a horse that came fourth in a Group 2, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Neda Rostek, he's in flying form. They're both in flying form, to be honest. They've both had a good couple of winners the last weekends. And from what I've heard and what I've seen videos and footage of, and obviously on the track, that the horses are running really well. So I'm praying that I'm going back at the right time when the horses are firing, and it'd be very nice to get off the mark quite soon, and pick up everything that I can and build from there, to be honest. So, but look, horses come in and out of form, don't they? So we'll just have to see, do the best on each horse that I can, and go from there.
Oh, that will be a special feeling when you ride that first winner, won't it?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, that's just one thing I can't stop thinking about at the moment. Like I say, that's the first winner. The word I'd use is sort of a reward. It'll feel like a real reward for the hard work that I put in, and obviously to be back so soon, having the setback that I had, the minor setback, it will be incredible just to get that first win. I don't care what race it's in. Honestly, I don't care if it's the lowest of the low, as long as I just get that winner, and then look to build from there. Well, it's not easy. These are competitive races over there, and of course everyone wants to win. So it's not just going to be easy. But hopefully, getting on the right horses will give me the best chance, and then do what I can from there. Yeah.
And is the German Derby on Sunday, the 3rd of July, still a strong possibility?
Yes. Yep. Obviously, there's no guarantees yet until I'm actually on the horse. But we definitely have a few in mind. There's a few horses that I could potentially get on. The trainers seem to be happy with me. I guess we'll see how things go in these next few weeks. Obviously, there'll be a lot of eyes on me, having not ridden before, like not ridden in a while. There'll be a lot of people. There'll be a lot of questions to be answered, I'd say. Am I fit? Am I ready? Am I still as good? Have I improved? And all these things. So I'm not gonna get my hopes up too much until I'm on it and in them stalls and away, because I know a lot could happen between now and then. But fingers crossed, yes, all being well, that I pray it will all work out.
We all hope so. And I wanted to ask you one question in particular. I'm almost putting you in the chair here, but what have you learned about yourself since that day on March the 22nd? Because you've been through an awful lot to get to where you are today, with all the training and the ups and downs.
I've definitely learned that I'm not unbreakable. And I thought I was made of steel inside, like my bones and that, because of the falls that I've had. I remember having a very nasty fall at Chelmsford, where I clipped heels with someone, and I got brought down, and I took a right slap, and yeah, it was a very bad crash. And I got up and walked away. I was absolutely fine. I woke up the next morning with a couple of bruises, and that was it. And I rode the next day. And I'd never had a bad injury before. So it was a shock to the system when when I broke the leg. But I'm not really sure as to. It's a good question.
Because you have had some ups and downs, haven't you? I mean, I know we spoke in episode 2 where it was pretty tough for you.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, but it's kind of not like I kind of expected it from myself. Like in that situation, like if I was to go through this same injury again, I would go. And I had the same problems. I would definitely feel like that again. That's not something that. Yeah, I weren't feeling down just for the sake of it. It was because of them things, and I fully understand why I was down, what was bugging me, and it was the situations that was going on around me, and what was happening with the leg and obviously missing the winners. That still all could all happen again if I did another injury. So I'd still go through the same thing. It's never going to be plain sailing. Sadly, when you go through things like this, and to be honest, I'm happy how I pulled through things. I'm happy with how committed and dedicated I've been to my rehab. Being in the gym every single day, going there for longer, and doing bits outside of work, keeping myself busy, not just doing different things, going visiting people. So I've been very happy with myself at how I've dealt with things, and the work ethic that I've showed throughout it all. So I'm not too sure what I've learned really, because obviously people could say that, I bounced back stronger than what I thought and stuff like that. But really, I knew that I had that inside me, and I knew there'd be problems and stuff like that. So overall, I've been very happy with how it's all gone. Very, very happy. It during the time of being off, it felt like a really long injury and really long off. But now I'm coming towards the end of it, I'm like, wow, where's them 3 months just gone? It feels like yesterday that I was in the hospital after just doing it. So yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting looking back. And I was saying to the physios the other morning where I was at different stages and what massive progress I've made in the last couple of weeks. So it's good now to be able to look back and see them different stages and different difficulties that we faced. And like I say, it felt like a long time during it, but now we're at the end and there's light at the end of the tunnel. It feels like it's flown by and gone quick, which I know it hasn't, but yeah, it's interesting to think about. Yeah.
Well, thanks for answering that. That was really good to put you on the spot there. Right? I think I got a very honest answer in there. How you've got through, and you've obviously been extremely busy. You've been dedicated in doing what you've been doing to get yourself fit. You've obviously had some fantastic help at the Injured Jockeys Fund at Peter O'Sullivan House, your jockey coach, and lots of other people I'm sure have helped when you've been there.
Without a doubt. Yeah. I mean, obviously I wouldn't have been able to do it without all them people. I know for a fact that I would be looking at least another 6 weeks, without Peter O'Sullivan House and the team that they've got there and just the time that they spent with me, so I am massively, massively grateful for that. And obviously I can't stress enough how important donations are to that charity. I know my mum's doing lots of fundraising that she can herself to try and raise money for it. I know she's got a cake sale up north that she's doing for them, a tea and coffee morning, I think, as well, and lots of different things like that to try and raise money for the charity, and things like that. So I'm very, very grateful for them, and obviously very grateful for all my family and friends that have helped me through it, and Kat and James here at the Kentford that have kept me on my toes and kept me busy and just helped with my spirits really and cheered me up on down days. And yeah, it has been down to everyone around me as well. So I can't just. It wasn't just me. It was a big help from everyone. To be honest, it was. Yeah.
And I know from being in contact with your mum, I think your mum and dad are both coming out to Germany, hopefully to see you in that German derby.
That's the plan. Yes, yeah, they are. They've booked their flights for the weekend. So hopefully, whether I've got a ride regardless in the derby, they'll be coming out for the weekend. And I look forward to seeing them out there. And obviously, they support me up and down the country. They're brilliant. They show their support whenever they can, and they love to be there. So I'm very grateful for them making that trip out there. I know I'm very lucky to have them, such supportive parents. So I look forward to that. Yeah, it'd be nice if I do get the ride and they are there. That'd be fantastic.
Well, that's what we all hope. Thanks again for joining me on the Road to Recovery Part 4. And in Part 5, planning to chat to you before that German derby meeting, where hopefully you will have a ride at the meeting. Fingers crossed in the derby. But by then you will have, again, had some rides in Germany, either at Dresden or Hanover. And thanks again for joining me.
Perfect. No problem. It sounds good to me, and I look forward to being back, and thank you very much for having me on.
Thanks a lot, Gavin.
Thank you.
Since recording Part 4 on Friday the 10th of June, Gavin has now arrived back in Germany, where he has already been riding out. I look forward to chatting to him again before the German derby meeting in Hamburg.
Thank you for listening to The Paddock and the Pavilion. You can download the show on Apple Podcasts,
Amazon Music,
SoundCloud, Stitcher and Spotify.
Follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram at The Pad and Pav. Don't forget, if you like the show, please do leave us a rating and review.
Sports Social Podcast Network.
Feel the whoa with Listerine at BJ's. You can save $2.50 now on Listerine products like Total Care Anti-Cavity Fluoride Fresh Mint Mouthwash or Cool Mint Pocket Packs Fresh Breath Strips at your nearest BJ's location. Experience the feeling of a million germs zapped in seconds with Listerine. Discount available through December 24th. Save now only at BJ's.